India is home for around 15 different cats. Recently we brought cheetahs from Africa, so technically we now have around 16 different species of cats in India. And among all these 16 different cats, probably leopard is the most adaptive cat in the world or in India also. And in 2013, we used to watch a lot of leopards in Satpura National Park, where I used to work for 6 years. And I'm going to tell you some interesting stories of the two leopards we watched over a year, and we could document a lot of stories. That's what I'm going to tell you about two leopards in Satpura. Satpura is one of the prettiest national park in India, and I was fortunate to spend over 6 years working there. I trained guides there, so we did walks. We could walk inside the national park, we could canoe, we could do boat rides, we could do safaris. I remember I joined in 2011, so the first few years we didn't get to see any tigers. The first 2 years I didn't get a glimpse of a tiger, but we used to sight a lot of leopards and bears. I still remember one of the morning safari I had 16 bears at one morning safari. It was amazing, and we could see leopards, occasionally lots of wild dogs, and it was amazing. And in the year of 2013, we used to see a mother with three cubs, a leopard mother with three cubs, and there was one female and two male cubs, and it was very close to the gate, and they were pretty comfortable with the vehicles. We used to watch them, and the next year, when they were almost 2 years, we could observe them pretty close. And one of the leopards actually had a blue eye and another one had a yellow eye. So just to remember their the individuals, so we used to call them one Neelu and another one is the Peelu. The blue-eyed one was the Neelu, and the Neelu had actually had a clipped ear, like the right ear was bit short. So we could easily identify the Neelu, and the Peelu had a yellow-eyed. So they were very comfortable with the vehicle, like some of the tiger parks, tiger come very close to it. Similar way, we could see the leopards right next to us. I mean, whenever they see our vehicle coming closer, they'll sit out in the open. They could come drink water right next to the water holes. I mean, we've seen them sitting on a termite mound. Quite a few times we've seen them fighting with wild boars, and they're feeding on a nilgai. They killed a nilgai and feeding on it. All these sightings. But one of the amazing sighting happened, I still remember, we had a photographic group from US. Joe McDonald's and Marianne McDonald's, one of the famous photographers from US. So we took them to the jungle. So when there is photographers in the car, so we usually don't take pictures or we don't carry our camera. So but I was carrying my camera. I thought I'll take some videos if anything interesting. And there was 2 guests in the vehicle, and guide and driver. So we went to the park, and we started, the moment we entered the park, we started hearing alarm calls of sambar. So we approached a grassland there. What we could see, there's a lot of sambars lined up, and they were giving alarm call. The moment we approached, what we see, a dead sambar fawn was on the ground, and there was a wild dog was feeding on it. And we were excited. So the guest was started taking pictures, and after a few minutes, the wild dog got up and ran away. I don't know what it spooked. It ran away. But a little later, 2 minutes later, what we see to the right from the grassland, there was a leopard emerged. I think it was a Neelu. So it got up, it's a male leopard, started walking towards the dead sambar fawn. And from far away, the wild dog actually spotted the leopard walking towards the kill, and wild dog started giving a kind of call which we don't hear it so often. And so the leopard was still kept on walking towards the kill, and the wild dog started running towards the leopard. And I told the guests, please get ready with the camera, you might get some amazing shots. So the moment leopard approached the kill, the one wild dog actually ran towards the leopard and bit the back of the leopard. It all happened in a split second, and leopard turned around and ran for its life. And we could see the wild dog also chasing the leopard.
then 2 acre उधर ही है लेफ्ट में. Okay.
A few minutes later, the wild dog disappeared again, and the leopard appeared again from the grassland. It came right next to the kill. It picked up the kill and started dragging through the grasslands, and took it inside the bush. So it was an amazing sighting. Another day I still remember we were in a place called Ampani. So in Satpura, Ampani means it's actually a road which goes through a rocky terrain. Both the sides are a lot of rocks there. We went there, and what we see, there was a leopard sitting on a tree. I mean, beautiful sighting, and it was a very thin tree. We could actually see the tree was shaky, and leopard was sitting out in the open. We started taking some pictures. After a few minutes, leopard got down and walked away and sat on a rock. So we pulled up our vehicle a little bit, and everyone could see it. There was 2 more vehicles there, and we could all see it. We were watching through our binoculars, trying to take some pictures, all those things. After a few minutes, what happened? Leopard got up and stood there on the rock and started staring at something. It was started listening something. We could hear, the leopard could hear something, but we couldn't hear anything. So what did the leopard do? Leopard ran across the road. Actually, there was a lot of grasses to the left, and it got into the grass and it just sat down there, and we could hear some sound coming from there. So we were trying to look through the binoculars. What is that sound? What is the leopard doing there? But after a few minutes, I could actually see some scales. So I just screamed while looking through my binoculars. I said, "Don't tell me there is a pangolin there." So what I could see that there was a leopard actually was playing with a pangolin. I mean, it was my first sighting of a pangolin in the wild. I was so excited. I was almost wanted to scream there. And we were trying to take some pictures. We are not able to take great pictures, but nearby next vehicle, one of our friend Shantanu Prasad, he actually got a very good window. He took a nice picture of a leopard and a pangolin right next to it. I mean, we spent few minutes there and we could watch it, all those things. I think the leopard was not able to kill it, because usually what happens when pangolin roll up, they have very strong scales, and none of the animals can kill the pangolin. A lot of pictures I've seen it from other places, tiger also playing with the pangolins and all. But this was a very special sight because the leopard was playing with the pangolin. Anyway, that year we had literally thousands of sightings of these leopards. Almost every day we used to sight them, and we used to get pictures, videos, and we had a great time with that. And the next year, after June, July, I think end of June, the park will close. And next October, the park will reopen. And we were all waiting to see our leopards as there still. But there were subadult leopards. Usually after 2 years, they have to separate from the mother and find their own territory. We went and searched all over the place, and we couldn't find these leopards. They were already disappeared. But after a few months passed, in the month of, I think, October or November, what we see, there was that female actually had another cub. And this 2 of this small leopards, I think 5 or 6 months old, 2 leopard cub climbed on a tree. They're sitting on a tree and looking at us. So it was such a wonderful sight to see it. These leopards cubs are actually looking at us. When we speak about leopards, leopards are actually the most adaptable cat in the world. I already mentioned it. You can find them in the evergreen forest. They are there in deserts. They are there in around the cities and around the human habitation. All the places you can find the leopards. Imagine in the jungle, they'll actually able to kill all the deer, sambar, spotted deer. They kill birds, peacocks, and jungle fowls and all. But when it's come to the human habitation, I mean around the human habitation, they actually pick up a lot of dogs, a lot of cattle, dead cattle, all those things they'll actually feed on it. I heard recently they actually started feeding on garbage also, some of the big cities. So the leopards can survive. Probably the most amazing story what I heard, it's from Kenya, in Nairobi. One of the zoo leopard actually got escaped at night. So the forest department don't want to tell this to them, everyone. So they put up 5-6 cages at night to capture this leopard. And that night they got 3 different leopards. They didn't get the one which actually got out at night. And so later when they done the study, they realized a lot of leopards lives in the city. They come out at night and catch all these rats and feeding on it. So that means leopards can survive any kind of habitat in the world. Like I mentioned, India is home for around 15 different cats, including cheetah. Now it's 16. And we have 4 big cats in India: tiger, lion, leopard, and snow leopards. And if you compare leopards with other 2 cats like tigers and lions, they can roar. But the thing is, leopard can't roar. Leopard actually make a sawing sound, which sounds like something like this. So this is the sound they actually make. When you go to the jungle, if you hear this kind of sound, make sure that's a leopard. Try to see that animal. And some of the best place to see in leopards in India is one is Jawai in Rajasthan. I still don't know how those leopards are surviving in the among the human habitation. There are a lot of rocky hillocks there. You will see lots of leopards there. Then In close to Jaipur city, there's a place called Jalana. I think over 35-40 leopards are there. That's a very good place to see. In Karnataka, there's Bandipur and Nagarhole. That's also a very good place to see leopards. In Uttarakhand, there is Rajaji National Park, which is very good. And Pench and Satpura used to be very good for leopards. Nowadays, because of the tiger numbers increase, leopards sightings gone out, but still there are lots of leopards there. These are some of the best place to see leopards in India. And if you haven't seen leopards in Indian jungle, please do go and watch them. It's an amazing cat to see it. And keep on watching me. I'll be coming up with more stories. Thank you so much.